Dr. Pallavi Madam. Thank you. I'm very happy and honored to introduce Dr. Kripan Ghosh. He is one of the eminent scientists in the field of agricultural meteorology in India. He completed his bachelor's, master's and PhD degree in agriculture from Bidhan Chandra Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, West Bengal. And he stood first among all the disciplines in MSc. He joined India Met Department, Pune as scientist B during 1998. During the period of his service in IMD, he is involved in preparation of operational Agromet advisories at various spatial and temporal scales and dissemination of the farming community to enhance the ability to take appropriate decisions on day-to-day farm operations. In view of improvement of quality of the Agromet advisories, he is carrying out research activities in various advanced fields of agricultural meteorology like climate risk management in agriculture, integrating medium-range, extended-range weather forecast applications, and remote sensing for crop condition assessment, pest and disease forewarning models, prediction of crop yields, development of agro-decision support system in coordination with various leading organizations across the world, and published number of research papers in high-impact peer-reviewed national and international journals. He has developed tools as climate risk management in agriculture using extended range weather forecast as a visiting scientist at International Research Institute for Climate Society, Columbia University, New York. He is also continuously working for capacity building of the scientists in agrometeorology at various institutes. Dr. Ghosh has been awarded with Best Scientist Award from Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India, for his outstanding contribution in the field of atmospheric. Since 2018, he has been coordinating various activities across the country, including Gramin Krishi Mosam Seva Project as Head Agricultural Meteorological Division, Climate Research Services, IMD Pune. So we are having a very eminent scientist in the field of agricultural meteorology. I urge all the audience to feel free to ask any questions. You can write it in chat box also, and he will be very happy to associate and answer your queries. So I now request Dr. Kripan Ghosh to start his lecture. Sir, you are mute, sir. Please.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, my presentation is visible or not?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So, it is in presentation mode?
Not yet, sir. Can you just make it in presentation mode?
Yeah, I did it. Now it is
Yes,
there?
sir. Yes, sir. Now it's fine.
It is moving?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is
Okay,
moving
fine,
too.
fine.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So, thank you, Dr. Swai Sarje, and it's my privilege to be to sit before you to present on Agromet advisory services in the country. If you say that is weather and climate services for the agricultural sector. So, at the beginning, first we need to know that why this Agromet advisory services that is required, or in other way, if you say that this climate services to agriculture, what is the main requirement of this? If we go back, for example, even 15, 20 years or 30 years back, the farming community, they are not that much accustomed with this weather services or weather impact. They are taking their routine observations, routine farm practices, and ultimately when there will be any kind of this weather disasters or these things, they could not be able to save their crops. Or in other way also, for example, if there is chance of rainfall after 2 or 3 days, you know that this time also some systems are going on over this eastern part of the country as well as the western part of the country. But 2 or 3 days before also, it's very difficult to understand just looking at the sky and all. So if a farmer feel that time that his crop needs irrigation, they will be applying irrigation. But after 2 days, if there will be rainfall, that irrigation will be totally wasted. So it is also even increasing your cost of production. At the same time, if there will be any kind of disaster system or good condition is there when you are supposed to sow your crop, or you can take some activities. If you will miss that, that too also put some kind of effect on your this day-to-day farm operations as well as the crop production. So during this 25 years, along with that, there are lot many disasters, this climatological activities all over the country as well as all over the world itself, which is reducing your crop production, affecting your crop, and sometimes the total crop loss. So in view of that, present day condition, there is very much importance of taking this weather information with the farming community so that they can decide their day-to-day farm activities well in advance, and they can fix their crops, fix their strategies. So if we consider this climatological variation, and at the same time we need to boost our yield. You know that our that honorable Prime Minister, he has given the call that by this time that there is need of doubling of farm income. If it is so, we need to take positively weather into consideration so that we will be getting the maximum benefit. So weather services on agriculture, these are mainly for two purposes. One is that to reduce your this cultivation, that means cost of cultivation, at the same time to boost up your yield. So this will be increasing your profit margin positively. So if we'll see, look at this world figure, this is the source is FAO 2021. They have taken the studies from 1970 to 2019 with the climatological, with the different kinds of disastrous events. If we'll see that first figure, this is the first figure. There are different kinds of this hydrological, geophysical, as well as climate-related, climate and weather-related disasters. You see the later stages after 2000 onwards. This green line you just check. This is actually because of the climatological disasters. Loss is increasing like anything as compared to the other kind of disaster system. And when we are coming to that agricultural contribution towards agriculture into that, you see that when we are considering all the sectors into consideration, the loss in agriculture, that is absorbed about 26% of the total loss. Okay. And at the same time, when we are considering only that combined industry, commerce and tourism sectors, in that case, agricultural contribution is even much more. That is a 63%. So if we are considering these things into consideration, then it is understood from here clearly that with the reason of changing this climate as well as that high variability in this weather phenomenon, there is very much need of this information, and accordingly the modification of our day-to-day farm activities during this present days. Let us see here also. These are different kinds of this disastrous events, that crop and this crop pest and animal diseases, storms, earthquake, floods, drought. If we will see, drought contribution is maximum as compared to the even other events. So if you are having some kind of information well in advance, this will be helping you to take some proper decision, and according to that you can save your crop. Let us go back to 80s and 90s. If we consider 1987 drought or 1986 drought, during 80s there are three remarkable droughts, you can say. That is 1982, 86 and 87. 87 drought brought down our this buffer stock from a high amount to a much lower level. Even during this century, if you consider 2002 drought, even the crop production has been reduced like anything. But 2009 onwards, even similar kind of droughts we have seen in 2009, 2012 and 2015. But impact is much lesser than those drought situations. So weather information has been taken into consideration from the national level. Agricultural Ministry as well as Ministry of Earth Sciences and the Planning Division all have taken together different this exercises. The change in your crop, that crop cultivation strategies at the beginning of the season, when this kind of information is already there, and on that basis, because of that, the impact could not be that much experienced as compared to the previous days. If you will that impact all over the world also, the impact is much more in Asian region as compared to the other regions. When we are considering this weather phenomenon into consideration on agriculture itself. Now, if we consider that history of Agromet advisory services in India, when it has been started long back in 1945. That time only that farmers weather bulletin means only the weather information was given to the farming community. And that was continued up to 1970. Then one National Commission on Agriculture that has been formed, and they have given the report that the farmers, it's very difficult for them to interpret this weather information in terms of your agricultural activities. And as per their recommendation, India Meteorological Department started initially from 1977 onwards, that is from Chennai itself, the state level agromet advisories, because that time the considerable accuracy was there only at state level. And from 1991 onwards, this has been moved from, means with the advancement in forecasting system, with the information, with the advancement in information technology and gathering on information in agricultural sectors, this service has been even extended to the finer scale, that is at agroclimatic zone level. Those who are not accustomed with this agroclimatic zone level, just let me explain. The country is divided into 127 agroclimatic zones, and each agroclimatic zone is normally, on an average, it is representative of 4 to 6 districts, 7 districts, like that. So it is a quite finer scale that has been started from 1991, and with further advancement in this advisory system, with the increase in temporal scale also, 5-day district level forecast has been started from 2008 onwards, and along with that, the district level agromet advisory bulletin. And finally, from 2008 onward, 18 onwards, this in India, IMD in collaboration with Indian Council of Agricultural Research, we have ventured into your agromet advisory services at the block level. That is the present scale of weather forecast where we are having the confidence, and we are able to prepare the agromet advisories, and we are giving it to the farming community. Now, there are different kinds of forecasts you may be knowing, that is from temporal, based on the temporal scale and spatial scale. So first one we can mention, that is the seasonal or monthly forecast. So when seasonal or monthly forecast this is given, you know that during the month of April, 3rd week of April, normally it is first issued for the whole country itself. Then it is updated again in first week of June or even end of May for the country itself, as well as the whole season, and for the month of July. And every month it is updated for the next month. Like that, the advisories are, the forecasts are being issued. But here, when we are considering the spatial scale, the country is divided into 4 sectors, you can say: Northwest, Northeast, Central, and Peninsular India. So it is a vast region for which that this seasonal forecast or monthly forecast, these are being given. So a little idea, outlook is given to the farming community, but it's very difficult for the farming community to their own field or even for their own districts. So this is only for some kind of idea that this year what kind of monsoon season we are going to face. So secondly, if we are considering, that is your fortnightly forecast. Now fortnightly forecast, it is 15-day forecast. This is given in 2 weeks, means first week and second week, only a single value, and that is mainly for your rainfall and temperature forecast we are giving. So if we consider rainfall forecast, we will this IMD is providing rainfall forecast at meteorological subdivision level for next 1 week and 2 weeks, means consecutive 2 weeks it is given to the farming community, to the experts, and based on that these agromet advisories are being prepared. So how this forecast can be used? This is mainly for the preparedness and tactical decisions. These are used by the experts for preparation of agromet advisories, as well as by the planners for taking many kind of decisions. For example, we know a stressed area where there is less rainfall, or maybe some cyclone occurred, or floods occurred, and we are getting some kind of idea that next week or next 2 weeks, what kind of this weather scenarios will be persisting, and based on that, the planning may be made. And finally, the day-to-day farm operations by the farming community, that is depending on your this medium range weather forecast and nowcast. Nowcast means only 3 hours before we can give that nowcast, and it is very specific. Even a particular block where there will be thunderstorm or hailstorm that will be occurring, that can be communicated to the farming community of those areas, even for the general civilians also. And medium range weather forecast, that is, even though I have mentioned here my 5 to 10 days, we are generating 10-day forecast, but we are having the confidence level up to 5-day only. So the 5-day medium range weather forecast are being used by the experts to prepare the Agromet advisories, and this is communicated to the farming community to take the decision. So medium range weather forecast is most useful for the farming community. Otherwise, short range weather forecast we are considering for 2 days or 3 days. I will be coming to the next one. This 2 days forecast, if you will be getting, it's very difficult for them to take decision based on this, because you can save your input. You may stop your irrigation management. You can stop your input, means fertilizer application or spraying. But when, as per the condition of India now, you have to fix your labor at least 3 to 4 days or 5 days before. So if you are getting forecast 2 days before, already your labor has been fixed, and ultimately you have to pay to that labor. So it's very difficult for the farming community to save that part. So medium range weather forecast is very important to the farming community to take any kind of this farm level decisions. Now, what is their needs actually? They need the local specific forecast information as well as the observation. And at the same time, if there is any kind of pest and disease information or not, any kind of that personalized advisories can be given to the farming community, even though in tropical countries it is weather is so variable, it's very difficult to go up to the farm level and giving the personalized advisories. That's why till date the Agromet advisories are being given only up to the block level. Now, what are the components of Agromet advisories? Means what are the need for preparation of Agromet advisories? If we consider, just see it, mainly past weather. Past weather means at least for 7 days, as well as even previous to that. Why it is so? You need to know that what kind of this weather your crop has experienced, because even like us also, these crops are, when these are going to a particular kind of environment, it is causing some kind of impacts, and these impacts are causing even long-term effect also. So past weather is most important, along with the forecast weather, means what kind of weather the crop is going to experience during next 4 to 5 days. And you need to know the sensitivity of the crop under those weather situations. Past weather, what sensitivity was there and what kind of impact it has given, any kind of adverse impact was there or not. And next 5-day forecast, it will be helping you to understand if there will be any kind of impact that will be aggravated or not. So based on this sensitivity analysis, finally this Agromet advisories are being generated, and these are communicated to the farming community. So these are the mainly 3 components, and finally the Agromet advisories, these are being prepared in this manner. Okay. So this is source of observation. If we consider that I told at the beginning what is the first component, that is your weather observation. So these are the main source of observation. IMD is having, let me go to that. IMD is having this 1373 automatic rain gauges, and at the same time we are having 727 automatic weather stations. Along with that, there are 223 Agromet observatories, conventional observatories, and 200 agro AWS, and we are also having 29 Doppler weather radars. These Doppler weather radars, these are actually helping in giving you that nowcast information. Apart from this, if we consider this, what I will say, that rainfall information, then also all over the country we are having 5,292 district rainfall monitoring stations. These all are not under the this control of IMD, but this is under the network of IMD. Means IMD is providing the support, and we are getting back the data. And somewhere these are also part-time observatories. Also, we are giving some kind of honorarium, and they are taking the observation and providing the data to us. Apart from this, there are 451 surface observatories. Out of that, around, I think so, 200 plus stations are belonging to IMD itself. And we are having some kind of part-time observatories with different organizations, from where also we are receiving the data. So all these observations are helping us to take decision ultimately that in different places, what kind of weather observations are there, and how the farmers are getting the crops to be experienced during that period. So these are the spectrum of weather forecast, you can say. So first one, what I mentioned, that is nowcast for 3 hours already I have explained. The medium range weather forecast for 10 days, but we are using presently for 5 days only. That is at block level and district level. Those we are mainly using, and met subdivision level for only for understanding, but not for the bulletin purposes we are using it. Extended range weather forecasts are generated for next 4 weeks, but we are having reasonable confidence up to 2 weeks. So we are using present day for preparation of the bulletins, 2 weeks 2 weeks extended range weather forecast. Apart from this, long range weather forecast is there. That is only for outlook and getting some idea from that. Directly, it is not used for your this bulletin preparation. And apart from this, you know that there are different disastrous events which is affecting your agromet this crops itself. That is your cyclone or hailstorm, thunderstorm, cold wave. These are also we are getting early warning through our different models and all. And based on this, positively towards we are preparing the agromet advisories and we are providing it to the farming community according to that. So these are different models. I am not going into the details of this. So these are the 4 types of forecast what I mentioned. So medium range weather forecast, that is at district and block level what I mentioned, but its gridded resolution, the spatial resolution is 12.5 kilometer by 12.5 kilometer. Apart from this, probability forecast is also generated at block level. This is giving extra confidence to the farming community. Means these are actually probability of exceedance. Probability of exceedance means if rainfall is more than 2.5 mm, what is the probability of that? Then rainfall of 15.6 mm, you see that criteria here. More than 15.6 mm, what is the probability of that? So this 15.6 mm rainfall probability of this, that is already embedded in this more than 2.5 mm rainfall. So this is giving some kind of extra, what I will say, that confidence to the that experts when they are preparing the agromet advisories, what could be the spread and what could be the intensity of rainfall over those areas. Along with that, what I mentioned before, that probabilistic block level medium range weather forecast, that is also, subsequent week outlook, that is also 6 to 12 days, that is provided to the experts, so that based on this outlook, they can take the decision whether irrigation to be given or any kind of fertilizer application, spraying and all these things to be taken over those areas. So how these are being prepared present day condition? If you will see that initially that this model output, these are being generated at the national level. These are provided to all the state meteorological centers, and as it is the model output, so value addition has been done to this this forecasts, and based on this value addition, after the forecast is being prepared on every Tuesday and Friday, these are being sent to 130 Agromet field unit and 199 district Agromet unit. Now, what are these 130 Agromet field units? I mentioned that 2000 up to 2008 we started the district level Agromet bulletins. That time all over the country we are having 130 Agromet field unit in each agroclimatic zone. So concept was there at the center of the sitting at the center of the agroclimatic zone. The expert will be able to prepare that all the bulletins for all the districts in that agroclimatic zone. But when 2018 onwards, we have ventured into a block level, it is very difficult for one expert to prepare maybe 10 multiplied that if each district will be having 10 blocks, then 80 to 100 bulletins the expert has to prepare within 2 to 3 hours, which is next to impossible. So we have taken the concept and we have extended the project with the idea that that district level units will be established, and each district level unit, they will be preparing for the blocks for their own districts. Along with the 130 agromet field units where they are located, they will be preparing the blocks for their parent districts. So presently, if you will see that there are 329 centers and they are preparing that district level bulletins for all the districts of the country and only for those blocks in which they are located. So these are being prepared now. So that way, presently more than 3,100 blocks as well as 700 district level bulletins are being prepared. And these are provided to different channels. I will be coming to the next slide, forthcoming slide. Through those channels, these are being provided to the farming community. And finally, feedback are to be given and by the farmers to those centers, and these are being used for preparation for improvement of the quality of the bulletins in due course. You see that medium range forecast, what I mentioned, how these are being given at district and block level. These are the 8 parameters on which this weather forecasts are being given, and that is also quantitative forecast. You may be knowing till date that that qualitative forecast, what is given in the news and all these things. But for the farmers, for the experts who are preparing the Agromet advisories, for them these are being given in your this quantitative forecasts for all these parameters, and that too also for next 5 days. And apart from this, what I mentioned, that subsequent week forecast we are giving for at meteorological subdivision level. So these are in category forecast, means mainly rainfall and temperature, whether it will be above normal, normal or below normal. For example, if 50 millimeter of rainfall we are considering the normal category, that range is there. So plus minus 20% of this, if it will be, if your forecast within that range, then we are considering that one as the normal rainfall. If it is more than that, then we are considering above normal, and if it is less than that, then it will be considered as a below normal. So these kind of forecasts are available with the expert when they are preparing the Agromet advisories for the farming community. Now, apart from this, experts is very difficult for them because they are sitting at the center of the districts. It's very difficult for them to identify which area are having which kind of problems. So because of the different products are being prepared by Agromet division in Pune, and these are being disseminated, these are being given to the experts so that they can prepare the Agromet advisories, and it can be communicated to the farming community. What are these? I have given here one by one, I can show. These are some kind of spatial analysis, geospatial analysis using GIS system. This is that weekly, daily, weekly, monthly, fortnightly and monthly scale we are preparing. I kept only the weekly scale. If you will see that these are the contours, and it will be helping you to understand that during last 7 days or 15 days or 1 month, what kind of weather phenomenon your crop has experienced. So we are preparing for maximum temperature, minimum temperature, maximum humidity. These 6 parameters we are preparing that Agromet products in terms of your what I will say, that geospatial analysis. Apart from this is called the standardized precipitation index, which is one kind of dryness index, which is helping you to understand the drought-like situation, but meteorological drought. At the same time, it is very much helpful for understanding that any area, that any kind of dryness severity is there or not, and if it is so, then accordingly the measures can be taken for the farming community, giving the appropriate advisories to them. Only one limitation of this one, this will be working much more accurately when you will be taking at least around 1 month period of data. So recent advances, recent rainfall will be there 1 or 2 weeks. That if there will be highly deficient area and recent 1 or 2 weeks good rainfall may not be reflecting properly. So that cautiously you have to use it with your proper knowledge. Apart from this, it is also weekly or fortnightly basis. It's weekly aridity anomaly maps are being prepared, where mainly potential evapotranspiration and actual evapotranspiration that is being used. And it is a very good input for understanding that severity of your this dryness and its impact on crops. Some remote sensing products are also being used that many of you may be knowing that one is normalized difference vegetation index, where only near infrared and red bands are being used, because plant is giving best reflectance characteristics in these 2 bands. Means because of your presence of chlorophyll alpha and beta, or for your layman's concept, that is chlorophyll itself, which is absorbing, a good healthy plant is absorbing your red band very well. And at the same time, it is also reflecting back your this near infrared radiation when it will be completely succulent and it is having much more moisture in their leaves and all. So the combination of these two is giving you the idea how your crop is behaving or what is the condition of your crop at a certain point. So this is the plus point of this NDVI is that this is varying from -1 to +1. And when you are considering your vegetation, this is starting from 0.1, and any vegetation, if it will considering 0.3 to 0.4 or something like that, this is moderate condition, and more than 0.4, it is in good condition. So some kind of categorization has been made, and it is helping you to understand that what is the status of your crop of a certain area. Apart from this, we are also using vegetation condition index, then temperature condition. These are some, I have given that formula and all these things. You can go through afterwards. And these are the maps, what we are generating. And it is mentioned here what kind of, for example, when we are considering 0 to 0.2, it may be bare soil, or even from what I mentioned, but that from 0.1 onwards, your vegetation will start. But this will not be that much prominent, from where you can make out some kind of decision you can take. So 0.2 to 0.4, we are considering under moderate situation, and more than that, we are considering that good condition. So even though we are considering this, but this is varying from your nature of crop, one crop to another crop. And hence, when we are preparing this one, then we are considering that previous weeks and comparing it, and from there we can understand that any kind of progress is there or not. So this kind of images we are preparing with the NDVI. And similarly, that we are preparing that VCI and TCI also, vegetation condition index and all. And using all these three, this is all this combination together, it is helping us to ultimately draw some kind of decision that what is the impact of crop, impact of weather situation, or any kind of disastrous event on crops of a certain area. So what farmers actually need? The farmers need that agromet advisories on this kind of farming operations, that cultivation, cultivar selection, sowing and harvesting date, then irrigation management, plant protection, all these are there. And foremost, this thing is that presently they need the measures against your adverse weather situation. If you can tell them 2 or 3 days before or 4 days before that what kind of adverse situation they are going to face during this forthcoming days, it is very much helpful for them to take the decision and ultimately save their crops. So this is the Agromet bulletin, a sample I kept it here, the district level bulletin. And we are preparing at national bulletin also. This is mainly used by Crop Weather Watch Group at Delhi. All the state government, agriculture department, their representatives, they are participating in that meeting, along with that Ministry of Agriculture at Government of India, and ultimately finding out that state stressed situations, state conditions in different states, they are taking decision that what kind of measures to be taken over those areas. So there are, you see that present day condition, no one organization can take any kind of decision, and they cannot run any kind of particular project. So here also many organizations, they have joined hands in this particular project, and ultimately the projects are getting successful because of the help from all of them. If you will see their contribution, Ministry of Earth Sciences, we are having 3 organizations, IMD, IITM and NCMRWF. This Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology and National Center for Medium Range Weather Forecast, they are generating mainly the crop model and the research aspects, and IMD is operationalize this one. We are getting that remote sensing support from ISRO and SAC, and ICR, all the state universities, ICR institutes, KVKs, all are together taking all these informations. When we are passing it to them, they are preparing the agromet advisories. And NIC is helping us for this communication purposes. And finally, all these communication channels who are reaching to the farming community for their final execution. So this is the system what is going on presently. And these are different dissemination media. I will not go into that. We are also that circulating our advisories and all through WhatsApp group. Presently, one app has been developed that is known as that Megdut app, and this Megdut app, these are being downloaded through different Android as well as that iPhone versions and all, and these are being used. I have given that measures here, numbers. And in Bihar, if you will consider 3 districts, the Bihar government has started that project through which they are generating with the help of IMD and this KVKs, they are preparing that agromet advisories and sending SMS to all the farmers. And it is estimated that it will be, they are trying to go to all the 38 villages, 38 districts. And if it is so, in that case, the number of farmers may reach up to 1.2 crores. So presently, the dissemination mechanism is also improving a lot. And we are also coordinating farmers awareness program all over the country through these district agromet units and agromet field units. Last year, if we consider 2021-22, almost 1,955 farmers awareness programs have been coordinated, through which also the farmers are being made aware, as well as they are given this idea how to use these agromet advisories. This is our website, where all the bulletins, all the weather informations will be getting. Then there is the national Agromet advisory is also being prepared in coordination with CRIDA. One center is there in Hyderabad, which is under that ICR. In coordination with them, we are preparing that national Agromet advisory bulletin based on extended range weather forecast. It is helping us to get the idea regarding for next 15 days. And this is also in hand with the experts at ground level who are preparing the agromet advisories based on the 5-day forecast. So this is very useful, and for that, this is the model, CFS V2 model, which is being used for these purposes. And we are providing them that last 2 weeks, what was the rainfall conditions at meteorological subdivision basis. And we are also giving the forecast of rainfall as well as temperature at meteorological subdivision level to CRIDA Hyderabad. And based on that, they are preparing the agromet advisories. I try to keep this sample of agromet advisories and impacts. I will cover only 2, otherwise no time, not much time is there. You can go through and interact with me who are interested. One is that impact of deficient rainfall. You see that deficient rainfall means drought-like situation or dry condition. This is occurring either at early season, mid-season, or this late season. So early season drought or dry spell is much less impact as compared to your mid or late season. Because early season, you can delay your crop, you can save your seeds, you can save your inputs. But once your crop is there in the field, in mid season or late season, it's very difficult to save your crop until and unless you have your infrastructural facility or resource available. So initially during mid season, what you can do, you can cover the soil with some kind of this mulches, straw, or maybe plastic and all these things to conserve your soil. If you cannot, even then there is no rainfall and all, then you can try to go for some kind of supplemental irrigation if it is there. Even though there is no rainfall, if there is chance of your even total crop loss. So whatever I mentioned presently now, the agromet advisories, these have been mentioned only below. Okay. So but in early season, what is happening if your crop is delayed? Already contingency plans are available. 2 weeks delay, 4 weeks delay, 6 weeks delay when monsoon is delayed. So this kind of this contingency measures are available, and these are shared with the farming community. And as per that, the measures can be taken. And finally, there is chance to cope up with the situation also. And this I will not cover. You just go through. Only I will cover one. That is your cyclone. During cyclone, there is chance that your crop may be affected. It may be the field crop, it may be the this fruit crops, whatever it may be. But to save their crops, many action may be there. For just 1 or 2, I am just giving you example. If your crop is at harvesting stage, 80 to 85% maturity, even before it will be matured completely, you can harvest your crop. Because cyclone forecast nowadays, this very accurate forecast it may be given. Plus minus 50 kilometer, the landfall can be predicted. And even though it is plus minus 50 kilometers, there is the center itself, but both the sides for the larger area, you will be getting the information well in advance, and you can take the decision. And apart from this, you can save your crop even before that with staking, then cropping of sugarcane, and all these things are there. I specifically kept this kind of this particular advisories because when Amphan was moving towards West Bengal, it was keeping West Bengal going to Bangladesh, keeping West Bengal to the left side. So any kind of cyclonic circulation that is anti-clockwise direction, wind is moving. So in West Bengal, the 2 coastal districts, wind was moving over Bangladesh and coming from the northern side. So if you will see that Betelvine, it is though cyclone was moving from the south, the advisories have been given cover the northern part of garden and polythene of cotton clothes, because betel vine could be saved like that. Otherwise, what I mentioned, that 80% maturity level, the grains could be harvested. Okay. So the rest of the things you can go through later on. Some pest and disease information, that is also very much important. This is also depending on your weather conditions and all. If your weather is varying, for example, different pests, just like us, different pests are pest means insects or any kind of diseases. These are also appearing at a particular weather situation, at a particular temperature condition or relative humidity. And based on that, if you are already having these models in your hand well in advance, maybe 7 days in advance or something like that, you can even predict. And farmers can go for the surveillance, and ultimately, if they can get that it is really happening, they can take that precautionary measures. This will be very much helpful for them. For different areas, these have already been prepared by the agriculture universities, and through this Agromet advisory systems, these are being provided to the farming community. So feedback also at the beginning of the season, in the middle of the season, in every week or fortnightly, we are taking the feedback, as well as end of season feedback is also collected. And we are having the target to establish 660 centers all over the country. Presently, we have established 329 and 331. That is the target, that within 2026, every year we will be doing something else, and ultimately we'll be reaching the target by March 2026. And each district agromet units will be equipped with one agro AWS. Presently, 199 has been established. At 199, almost 200 have been established, and remaining 530 will be how many? Remaining 460 will be done within maybe 2 to 3 years. All over the country, we will be doing it. Okay. And these are also equipped with your soil temperature and soil moisture sensors. And for preparation of timely Agromet advisories, this automation of Agromet advisories, some systems we have developed. And this is the system what I am showing. And mainly these parts, location-specific observational data, expert interventions of forecasts, what I mentioned, that value addition, and real-time forecast validation. These are being already integrated. And these parts, dynamic crop weather calendar, as well as automation of preparation of Agromet advisories, these are yet to be done, and we are in the process of this. And we are also generating kind of soil moisture using satellite as well as your weather data. This is soil moisture at weekly scale. This is the daily scale, that with using that variable infiltration capacity model. These are being generated, and it is kept in our website. We are also providing support to our surrounding countries, that Nepal, Bhutan, and Bangladesh, so that they can also come up and they can prepare the Agromet advisories. And this is our future plan. Already I have mentioned in between that we need to provide proper block level advisories. We need to establish that district level units all over the country. We need to establish that agro AWS all over the country in at least a district level, and integrate with the agro AWS network of different states, so that observation network should be strengthened. And at the same time, we need to collect that different kinds of crop and soil information, which will be strengthening us to take the decision by the experts and ultimately giving it to the farming community. And finally, that automation of Agromet advisory preparation, generation of different Agromet products, and finally, the outreach and dissemination system. Until and unless we will reach every corner, each farmer, this will not be getting that proper success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, Dr. Ghosh, for your excellent lecture. Now, I request all the audience to ask their doubts if they have, or they can write questions in the chat box also. We will be very happy to address your queries. You may directly ask him through the system.
Should I stop? Should I go for stop sharing?
Yes, sir. If stop sharing, if then questions they will ask.